A San Diego protest for a man known as a defiant political prisoner and a gifted writer. He's also a convicted murderer who's been sentenced to death. Good evening. That's our big story tonight. The execution of Mumia Abu Jamal is off, at least for now.
The controversial journalist who wrote the book Live from Death Row was set to die in just 10 days. News 8's Yvette Dabney here now to explain why the Philadelphia case is having an impact on some San Diegans. Why is that?
Well, this case has generated quite a bit of attention all around the world. Big-name stars, including Whoopi Goldberg and Ed Asner, are even involved. Some believe the famous people and the big protests may be why a judge made an unexpected decision today. Less than 2 weeks before his date with death, Judge Albert Sabo granted Mumia Abu Jamal a stay. The decision was a big surprise but welcome victory for many of his supporters.
Judge Sabo, who never before has granted a stay in all the many cases of a death penalty nature that he's handled, was compelled to yield to the popular demand of people in this country, in this city, and around the world.
Mumia Abu Jamal's case unfolded 14 years ago after he was accused of killing a Philadelphia police officer. The story goes that Jamal witnessed his brother being beaten by an officer and stopped to help him. What happened after Jamal approached the scene is still unclear, but he and the officer ended up with gunshot wounds. The officer died shortly after. His case has prompted attention worldwide, including a Monday evening protest in San Diego.
I can't say that I was there. I don't know whether he did it. If he didn't do it, he didn't receive a fair trial, and that's a basic human right.
In 1982, Mumia Abu Jamal was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. All of his appeals were rejected until a stay of execution was announced Monday. For many people following the case in San Diego, the decision today is good news for a case they say is very questionable.
The information we have is that all the evidence wasn't heard, and that there are witnesses that saw someone else kill the police officer.
The fact that the bullet that was found in the policeman's that obviously killed the policeman was a .44, and the fact that Mumia was licensed to carry a .38.
This is an issue that the people believe is not a solved case, and so it's great to see the people standing up to challenge the system.
But some supporters believe now is not the time to celebrate a victory, when there is still an ongoing struggle with this case.
They're still trying to decide if they're going to let him go through the appeal process.
Now, organizers of the protest across the country are continuing to send telegrams and faxes to the governor of Pennsylvania, even though the execution has been postponed. Jamal supporters say they want to see him get a fairer trial.
So I take it they will continue their protest until such time, at least in their minds.
They say they will.
All right.
They will
Thank you very
continue
much,
to
Yvette.
fight.